Hey everybody, Joe here. New year, time for some new gear. That's right, it's new year, new gear, and the new gear for this year is the very big sketchbook. I mean, look at it, it's huge. It's gigantic. It weighs almost, it weighs a little over 7 pounds. It's got 600 pages, so I'm gonna probably have to carry it around with a bag, and I'm gonna have to do some stuff which I'm not normally used to doing with a sketchbook. Normally I want the sketchbook that I can just, you know, kind of carry with me, really lightweight, but I want to take this sketchbook everywhere with me and document where it's going and how it's doing. Honestly, I think it's just gonna be a lot of fun. I know there's some videos on, there are some videos on YouTube of people doing this 600 pages in 30 days, but I'm treating myself. This wasn't exactly a super cheap sketchbook, so might as well get in there and have some fun with it. You know, just savor it, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Savor the fun. So today I'm going to do some Inktense pencils and just get to some doodling and some rambling. So thanks. Let's see what's going on. Got the big sketchbook. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to take off the label here, and it's just a little bit of tape here. Let's pull that off. Get the back side here. Make a big mess. Tear that off. Throw the garbage somewhere over there. And then let's double check that my camera, it's still in camera because I moved it around a lot. So let's see here. Got it lined up. All right. It's big. It's big. Okay, today I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna start with my Inktense pencil, which goes on dry, but you work with, you basically kind of play around with it with the water brush. So it's a little bit of drawing, a little bit of painting, and so I'm thinking about maybe what I'm gonna do on the cover for the sketchbook. So I think let's see if we can do some thumbnails. I think I want to make them into a character, right? And I did this with one of my other sketchbooks, but with that one I just kind of doodled them out just straight onto the cover. And I think I want to have this one be a little bit more, I don't know, maybe less freeform. Maybe play around a little bit more with some ideas. Oh, goofy faces. Maybe monster-like. I don't know, maybe he's more than one. I guess with most of my, with my art, I think one of the things I always try and do, I think I want to do, is I want to entertain and make people smile. I want people to react in a happy way to my art, and so I think goofy faces is one way to do it. But now I say that, but I also like I like horror movies, and I like monsters and things like that too. So sometimes get a little bit of blend of both. So I got to remember that this sketchbook, since it's 12 by 12, is actually square. So I'm kind of doing things more like letter sized here. And let's just, just tuck up in the air. And scratch things down. Now, if I did it, let's see, I think because this is a black sketchbook, I want to keep most of it black. I think I want to have it smiling just in case I decide to have people pose with it. So, and the nice thing is about these, so the Derwent Inktense pencils are pretty soft, and I do like the way they I like the way they draw, and I really like when you introduce the water. So let's do that with this guy here. And so I've got a water brush here. And I can never remember the names of these things. I think it's Kuretake, but for some reason I think that might not be the brand name. So anyway, you squeeze them a little bit. Give them a little squeeze. Lets the water out. But with these types of pencils, they dissolve pretty well. So I'm using Payne's Gray, so it gets a little bit of a bluish gray here. And I just like that. So the cool thing about this, unlike a watercolor pencil, these pencils, once that dries, it's going to be like permanent ink. So once it dries, you shouldn't be able to go back in and reactivate it. It's kind of nice when you're sketching. So you can get this, you can get these. Basically, you get your wash down, and if you're careful and you activate all, the problem is do you activate it all? So sometimes with lighter colors, you can kind of come in and make things a little muddy. But for a sketch, especially like if you're out urban sketching, or you're outside sketching something in your yard, your back alley, you're sketching a still life that you're working on, sketching from photos. So let's let that guy dry. Close up the marker, and let's go back to the this. So let's just do some kind of a goofy face here, round it up. I've got this. Let's do a weird, big, goofy, weird nose. Big smiling, and let's have him looking off to the side here. He's looking off, and let's give him kind of a crooked jaw. Big, real goofy. I think about what is it? Is it Big Daddy L. Roth? Is that his name? I'm bad with names. Just bad with language in general. But he had those crazy, hot rod characters. And I think those are the kinds of fun things. I think a lot of that. So to me, that's something that influences a lot of some of my favorite cartoons, like some of the old Ren and Stimpy stuff. So just kind of that weird. And he's probably these crazy drawings is probably influenced by Chuck Jones and different guys from Warner Brothers cartoons. Old school. Like Squash and Stretch. Now, see, I didn't erase this. I'm not worried about erasing this line. It's going to still be there, but when I take the pencil, I can kind of wash it out, so it'll be there still, but it's not going to be as bad, and I can control and play around with where it kind of smears it around, where I smear it. So once it's dry, come in with some darker colors, darker tones, and it should make it a little bit less obvious. But this is a sketch, right? Sketches are fun. Playing around is fun, really. That's to me, I guess, the thing I like the most about my art is just playing around and seeing what develops. And I kind of want to try and make myself laugh a little bit. I was watching some videos today on YouTube that this one artist, she does this little sculpture. I'll have to find it because I just watched it about 5-10 minutes ago. And she uses like pink insulation foam, and then she uses epoxy sculpt to sculpt over it. And I think it's one of those things I've thought about trying to do for a long time. I was always concerned with, my excuse has always been that is what I do archival? That's my excuse. But probably something I shouldn't necessarily. Let's try and see if I can clean these eyeballs up a little bit. So they're a little dark now. They do have a white Inktense pencil. And I'll try and see if I can lighten up some of these areas with it. But I haven't had much luck with having it be opaque enough to wash some of this stuff out. So here's where let's see. What should we have them looking at? Let's have them look. To me, I don't know why. Cupcakes. I think it's because I can't really eat cupcakes anymore, because I ate too many of them over the course of my life. So I developed, and maybe it's a cupcake fetish a little bit, where I can't because I can't eat them, I think about them. So that's one of the things you discover. Like, it took me a long time to discover this, but I'm the kind of person that I have to be kind of an all or nothing with my diet. So, but that's a tangent. I don't know if we have to go that route. So let's think about those crinkle cut folds, and then I want these to be dark here. I'm thinking about if it was cherry, right? A little undershade. We have it give it first. So it's like, oh, it's a magic cupcake. All right. And then let's see, I think it feels like it's dried enough that I can go back in. Because of that, let's get these improve on some of these darks. Right? And I want to make sure these darks move throughout the whole thing. Right? I want there to be a consistent, well, I want it to travel through, so your eye kind of moves through with all these darks being similar, right? And that's one of the tricks to doing things. If you're doing like a speed drawing, or if if it's a timed out drawing. One of the good secrets that I learned a long time ago is to make sure that weird thing. Oh, maybe it's this tone. You got to make sure that your tones like move throughout the whole drawing, and that way it'll seem like a complete drawing, as opposed to, oh, he ran out of time. Oh, and that might still happen too, because it's not instantaneous that you learn this kind of stuff, right? It takes practice, and I have to tell myself that as much as telling it to you. So, eyebrows here, more expression, crazy eyebrows, maybe some hasn't shaved in a while, and then let's curve this back. His arms are going to disappear. We're not going to draw his arms too much. We're going to make his backbone break. Okay. All right. Let's see how this darkens. That kind of helps unify some stuff. Springboard that out there. So, like I said, a little with the Derwent Inktense, there's a little bit of painting, a little bit of drawing. But that's kind of fun. One thing you can do is, if you got some color on your water brush, you can kind of move it around. Give yourself some extra tones in some different zones. It's kind of a cross-hatching movement with my brush here. Alright. Okay, so let's start playing around with that face up above. I think I can use some different colors here. Let's move in with, let's get his tongue a little reddish. So I'm going to use, this is Poppy Red. We're going to just go in there. And then I think this is a warmer. So Inktense calls this warm, this is sun yellow. And let's give him maybe one of these little jaundice little teeth. And then let's come in with some light blue. And this blue that I'm going to use is sea blue. So this probably got a little bit of a green. They're calling it sea blue, so it might have a little bit of green in it, but that's okay. As I put it down, you probably can hardly see that it's there. But some of the colors can be pretty intense when you knock them in there. All right. So let's see here. Let's go with yellow first. See how some of the stuff I didn't activate is still there, but that's okay. This is going to give me an idea of what, if I go in with colors, blue shading. Basically, you know, that's what it is, primary, so let's come in with this tongue. And for sketching, you can see how this would be really ideal, I think, in an outdoor setting. Give yourself a limited palette, and then go for it. Okay, let's go with, I think this feels, I can feel the back of my hand, the coolness, and let's come in here with this yellow, this red, yellow, red. So that, I'm gonna try and just mash down on the red for the cupcake. I'm gonna come in with a little bit of orange for underneath. I think with the Payne's Gray, this will kind of brown out on me, which will be good. Okay, but I'm going to kind of utilize the fact that I put down a lot of red, and that'll give me pink frosting, right? So let's kind of come through here. See how red that gets. Big maraschino cherry. But then we can kind of come through. See how that moves around? Move things around a bit. Make sure you got plenty of water in your brush. Juice it up. Juice it up pretty good. Then it becomes a light pink frosting as opposed to, you know, white. So cherry cupcake with some cherry frosting. Let's see if this go brown a little bit. Yeah, not too bad. And since it's a cartoon, I'm glad that there's a little bit of orange still showing. You know, basically the brightness is still there. It's kind of fun. All right, let's pop some in for some reflections. See how that goes. All right. Clean off the brush a little bit. Okay, let's get his color in here. I think that's probably dry enough. So as you can see, I'm scribbling. I'm trying to follow the form, and that doesn't always work out. You gotta do what you do. But I want to kind of keep these rounded if I can. This color on here. Take a little bit of pinkness. Red on his eyeball. So with the Derwent Inktense, for me, I think there's a color that they call Baked Earth, and to me that's like maybe it works pretty well for Caucasian skin. And of course I was using it, so I can't find. Oh, here it is. So it's called Baked Earth, and it as a light tone, it works okay. Like I said, for a Caucasian skin. So I let's just move it in there. Keep this roundness going. Over here. I'm more worried about really kind of smearing this color around, just to kind of play around with, you know, the speed, how it goes. Get some of these darks in here. Let's add a little bit more underneath. But I think I'll do that from the tongue, moving that around. Sure. Of course, I'm good about putting my pencils where I can't get at them. So is this poppy red? Yeah. So let's juice this inside up here. So now I'm kind of not following the form as much, but I'm trying to still keep my lines moving. Okay. Now, put it down here, and let's come in with some juice. So now there's going to be a lot of red on this water brush. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it to here. Get some red in here. Let's put some red on his cheeks. The red's down here. A little bit of red on inside the tongue. Things. Ta-da! Right here. Okay. So really, I'm gonna squeeze the water brush quite a bit because I want a lot of water coming out for this next part here. I'm basically kind of do a wash throughout the thing. Try and make sure you wet everything fairly evenly with this if you're gonna really if you want to smear around a color like that. Only because if you leave a line, you'll have a tendency to well, that line's gonna be there. It's gonna be harder to cover up because of the nature of it being permanent. You're done here. Let's see. Get this in with these shadows that I didn't water down earlier. Alright. Not too bad. Eyes are a little grayed out for me, but let's see what we're gonna play around here. Alright. Okay, so let's do one more thing, and then I'm gonna kind of call this page. This page is gonna be kind of called done. So we got my sun yellow back. Let's give this a little burst, some juice, some color. Right. And then come back with the brush. Make sure, because it's yellow, you want to make sure, go to a piece of scratch paper. Make sure it's relatively clean, because you'll see, like when I hit the Payne's gray that I didn't activate before, it's going to activate it. I'm going to kind of keep this as clean as possible. Right. Some different stuff. All right, I got to do something down here just because. Let's put another guy here. He's looking up. I know it was his belly originally. This guy here. Let's make him a monster. Let's give him some extra eyeballs and some kind of a weird nose. And let's give him some kind of crazy textured hair. Some bags under his eyes, and then teeth, and then let's close his mouth up so it's not. Keep this kind of monster fur. Right. Pushing down pretty hard. This give some decent ink. So instead of coloring this one after I wash the pencil, I'll show you kind of what happens if you decide to color it all at once. And this, like I said, sometimes this doesn't matter. Sometimes it depends on how you want to sketch and what your style is. But for me, I go back and forth. So let's make this guy blue, the whole guy. And of course, I can't find my blues. So here's a deep indigo. Let's give it, this to be the shadows. Might end up a little green back there. Let's get these to keep that texture going. And I'll find the blue. Here it is. Blue. His nose should be big and pink. So let's leave that zoned out. Let's go to the side here. I know I want to fill this area in, so let's just do the whole thing here. little scribbly. And let's pick a pink. All right, I'm gonna go with Derwent Inktense calls this fuchsia. So let's put a little fuchsia here underneath his eyes. Highlight them a little bit, and then pink nose here. Come down, blend it. Let's put a little bit on this lower lip here too. I think it was James Gurney that said that one of his videos, you've got color on your brush, try and find other places to put it around. If you're gonna put it one place, try and put it in more than one place, and it'll help unify your painting. And I think it applies pretty well to cartooning and anything really, any art. Try and unify it. So so now nothing has been washed. So let's. I like to start with the yellow. You'll see how it kind of, because of the Payne's gray being there, sometimes it can get to be a little muddy. So you have to be kind of try and be as much aware as you can of where that color comes in. And start to get better at pushing it around. Some indigo in here. Kind of want the back. I want the furthest back to be the darkest. Like I said, I'm kind of just some of the areas, the zones that I want, like the detail to be. I'm going to be a little bit more careful, and then other areas I'm just going to be kind of rough and haphazard. I want it to be. Let's see here. Let's come in here. Fuchsia. This is the dark nostrils. Underneath. Push that around before it dries. Here. It's nice, dark. And since I'm a sketch, I'm going to be a little scribbly still with the movement of my water brush. See, now that I've got some juice on it, some pink on there, let's go in here and just give it a shadow to the top. Then kind of scumble it in a little bit. Okay, make sure it's juiced up. I'm trying to keep the tip a little bit here because I think this is where I want the darkness of that texture to kind of come through. Going, keep going. All right, that's the game. That's big sketchbook, very big sketchbook, and here's my having fun with it. Let's give it a little signature. I'm not going to sign every page, but sign it with some love. Let's put a date in there, 2023. Maybe give it a little bit of color too. Let's go with the red, hobby red. A little heart there. Pull out the heart. Well, hey, thanks a lot, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching this with me and coming along for, and you join me at least this year with the sketchbook running through it. So, a very big sketchbook. Check it out. I'm going to put a link below if you want to purchase one for yourself. It's an affiliate link. Helps me out, helps the channel out. I've been, you know, the reason I've been a little bit remiss in shooting videos, I'm working on some special projects. I got my second coloring book is out now, We Come in Peace. That's on Amazon. First one, Tentacles and Teeth, is still available. They're both, to me, I don't know, it's, and I kind of discovered this in the second one. The first one, I call it an adult horror coloring book. The second one, it's really for big kids. You know what, I'm kind of a big kid, you know, and I hope you are too. You know, let's come along and let's have some fun this year. I'm gonna get out and about, you know, bringing this sketchbook with me, and we'll see. One of the things I want to do this, so my goals, I should say, for this year, some of my goals, I want to kind of try and teach myself oil painting. I've never really done oil painting. I've been mostly painting with acrylics. I've got an acrylic painting I want to do for a special Elmhurst Art Guild is doing a Warhol show, because the College of DuPage is going to have a huge Andy Warhol exhibit this summer, and we're kind of trying to tie in with that. So I've got a design I'm going to work on, submit that for the jury. See how it goes. But you know, really, you know, thanks a lot, everybody. I really appreciate you coming along for today's journey. And hey, if you can give somebody a reason to smile, you just might get the smile too. Thanks a lot. Hope you have a wonderful day and an awesome week. And thanks again. Love you all. Bye.